everybody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, Northernlion's Den. We're going to jump back into the arena here, and we're 1-1 with our Paladin deck. I just want to take a quick second here and take a look at the cards that we have to remind myself this is the Consecration-focused deck, which is crazy annoying. I have 5 Consecration cards which deal 2 damage to all enemies. Was that a terrible decision or a great decision? I guess only time will tell. Let's play a little bit more. Again, this is the first time I've really invested any time, or I guess even in this case, in-game money, into learning and playing as the Paladin class. So I'm a little, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm hoping that at the very least we'll be able to pop out like a 2-3 or a 3-3 here, as well as give me some information and insight into how the Paladin plays. We have some decent weapon cards in our deck. We have 1 or 2, I think, of the 4-2 that gives you lifesteal. We'll see. We're playing against a rogue in this case. And rogues have been nerfed a little bit, and I'm hoping he doesn't really realize that. Now, going first in this situation, I like all of these cards, but I think I might want to reroll more or less all of them. I'm going to keep Sun-Shattered Cleric just in case, and we will pick up a Cobalt Geomancer and a Mana Addict. Apologies for the frame rate being a little wonky. I'm not sure what's up with that. Make sure to say greetings to our opponent here and continue onwards. What is our second turn play? Well, we either have to play Cobalt Geomancer or... Okay, well, now we have that as well. But Mana Addict or Cobalt Geomancer. I think we play Mana Addict, and then on the next turn we can play Hand of Protection and get +2 attack on the Mana Addict and give it Divine Shield. It's not the best use of that card, but it does at least give us... a small amount of kind of action that we can take early on here, because I'm not crazy pleased with our starting cards. Demolisher, of course, if I can get that out soon, is pretty nice. Fairy Dragon is super annoying. Actually, this gives us an awesome in to use Hand of Protection instead, because we give our creature Divine Shield. It allows us to easily destroy the Fairy Dragon, which is otherwise very, very difficult. Like that. And fantastic, we destroy the Fairy Dragon, and then we still have 2 mana left to summon perhaps, Silverhand Recruit or Cobalt Geomancer. Let's summon Cobalt Geomancer, and then we get the benefit of, not only +1 spell damage from Cobalt Geomancer, otherwise I consider this a pretty terrible drop, but we'll also get the +2 attack on Mana Addict, assuming it lives. So I think we got the value out of Mana Addict that we needed to already. And we'll see what else we have to deal with here. I wonder what he is going to do. Give his weapon +3 attack? Yeah. Alright, so he's just going to destroy Mana Addict. That's going to do 1 extra damage to the rogue. And I think we got as much as we needed to out of that. Now, will we get another spell? Probably not. Consecration is out there, which is cool. We did get a spell, but it's not worth using in this state. And now we have a couple of options. I think our best play here is to use Demolisher on this turn. And then that'll do damage to whatever creature he sends out next. I'm assuming that he is going to invest his weapon into killing the Cobalt Geomancer, which is fine. And then on the next turn, maybe we can Shattered Sun Cleric and buff up our Demolisher a little bit. We'll see how this ends up working out for us. He has a card advantage right now, but I do have Consecration, which I can use to clear the board if necessary. And, if he doesn't end up killing Demolisher, I might send out Venture Company Mercenary, which... it's going to be very annoying to deal with. The Venture Company Mercenary is such a good card because it's basically a win-win. You put it out there, it's cheap for the amount of damage and health it has, and if he wastes a kill card to deal with it, then that's fine. We can put out other creatures and we lose the debuff from the minion cost. Scarlet Crusader is a really good counter to Demolisher in this case, actually. He's going to attack Demolisher directly. It seems like a weird choice to me, because now it might be totally plausible for me to kill the Scarlet Crusader, yeah, without wasting my Demolisher. So I'm trying to think about what I want to do here. There's a couple of options. Obviously, True Silver Champion's got some goodness to it. I could sacrifice Cobalt Geomancer to kill Divine Shield. Or, sorry, to kill Scarlet Crusader. I could Shattered Sun Cleric... and then, that would also give the buff to Demolisher and probably keep it alive a little bit longer. Then next turn I could play True Silver. I think that's what we do, because otherwise, here's what I'm going to do. Kill you, like so. Shattered Sun Cleric, buff up the Demolisher a little bit. Otherwise, he could just spend 2 mana and deal with Demolisher on this turn, which obviously I don't want. He's going to have to do something different now. For example, he can't even use a backstab on me, because if he tries to use a backstab on me, it only works against undamaged minions. So I'm hoping that this keeps me alive. Of course, there's many other things that he can do to deal with this. A 2-mana creature with charge, a 5-mana creature, or a 2-damage creature with charge, I should say. A 5-mana creature with a 2-damage battle cry that exists, for example, right there. But he had to spend a decent amount to deal with this, and that's the end of his turn. So I'm okay with that. We could Consecrate, but I actually think on this turn, it's probably a good idea to True Silver Champion, kill the Stormpike Commando, and then Silverhand Recruit. Yes, I think that is our best way to survive here. So we take a little bit of damage, but we clear the board, and we don't take as much damage as you would think. And we have very nice board clearing ability now. And, you know, on the next turn, if we don't have to Consecrate, which we probably won't in all honesty, we can just play Venture Company Mercenary and get a ton of damage on the board and start probably putting the screws to him a little bit. True Silver Champion, which is our weapon, combined with these Consecration cards, I think gives us a lot of outs. So that Stealth is, especially if he plays another low mana creature, or low health creature. What is he doing there? He could give himself a weapon and then buff it. He's going to backstab and then hero power, maybe? Shiv? Maybe he's going to Shiv next and draw a card, and then hero power and kill one of the Silverhand Recruits. It's not a bad idea, in all honesty. Oh, okay. S17 Agent is good here, too. But with Consecration, I can totally wipe out the board and keep a Silverhand Recruit alive. Maybe even 2. Okay, so the Charged Divine Shield adds a lot of value here, too. How do we do this? Well, I'm trying to think. We can Consecrate. Consecrate's probably what we want to do. I think we sacrifice a Silverhand Recruit to do that. We use Consecration. That should kill all of his enemies, and or all of his minions, I should say, including the Stealth one, which is awesome. We'll summon another Silverhand Recruit, keep some good stuff on the board. Next turn, we can establish some more board control via Argent Commander, and we'll attack like that, and we will totally keep our weapon back just to help us, again, maintain this board control, because I don't want to just blow it on doing some extra damage if it's not totally necessary. I think, so far, everything that he's presented to me, I've had pretty good answers, and I think we're starting to establish some momentum that is going to be really problematic for him to deal with. Of course, I don't want a Consecration if it's not going to give me good value. I would rather get Argent Commander and another Silverhand Recruit out there. He's probably going to attack a Silverhand Recruit at this point. That's not really that great for him. 2 mana to deal with a 2-mana creature is a fair trade, in my opinion, and especially when I'm a little bit up in this game. The one thing I will say is he has a card advantage, slightly right now, but he's going to find himself in a pretty big hole pretty quickly unless he can get some big mana creatures out on the field, so he's going to destroy the... oh man, it doesn't combo because he only used his hero power. That's got to feel pretty bad. So there's cool stuff that we can do with our Youthful Brewmaster, but we can wait until next turn to get that to really go down. So I think this turn our best play is Argent Commander. We have Charged Divine Shield. We use True Silver Champion to board control, and then we just do a fuck ton of damage to the enemy. So we do this, we kill him, and our weapon breaks, and we take 1 damage, which is a totally fair trade. And then we summon another Silverhand Recruit. And I like this especially because now our Argent Commander still has Divine Shield, so he's got to do something pretty remarkable to deal with this. He could assassinate it, he could sap it. He's got to do something with it at this point, otherwise he's going to find himself in a pretty rough spot pretty soon. I've you know, been ahead of rogues and then lost after having a pretty substantial lead, but yeah, of course, he had to do something with it. But that forced him to waste his turn on it, which is fine with me, and waste one of his best kill cards. It's only unfortunate because now I really won't get any value out of Youthful Brewmaster. It's still a pretty good 2-mana drop, in all honesty, but he'll give himself another weapon, but he didn't really offer too much that turn. So if we put out Venture Company Mercenary, he's got to do something about it. And we have 2 Consecration cards, which we can just use next time. Is there any value in I guess we could Youthful Brewmaster, then Venture Company Mercenary, but Youthful Brewmaster would then just return the Silverhand Recruit to my hand, which I don't really want. So I think we just Venture Company Mercenary, and then, you know, we could even Consecration here, but I'd rather just summon another Silverhand Recruit, and we'll do damage. And good thing about Consecration is that if we get him down to 4 health, which could totally happen on the next turn if we don't kill him, then we just finish him off with 2 Consecrations. which should be good. We'll see what he... I don't know if the Rogue has many board-clearing cards here. These Consecrations will make it very easy for us to... Oh, that kind of sucks, but also isn't really that bad. 2 Consecrations and a Silverhand Recruit will totally kill that taunt. He's going to attack this guy and go down a little bit further in damage. We'll see if I get anything specific to deal with him. He's only got 1 mana left and 3 cards. Eye for an eye. I don't really like getting that card in this situation. I'm just thinking about how I want to deal with this. I think we Consecration. And then we Consecration again. Like that. And I'm trying to think about how I could deal with this. And then I think we just kill the main, the taunt creature here. And then we use Youthful Brewmaster. Obviously, we don't get much value out of Youthful Brewmaster on this turn, but that's fine. I was really hoping to be able to use those Consecrations to win on 1 turn, because now I find myself kind of staring down the barrel of a gun here. Is he going to sap me again? Elven Archer, and then he's going to kill me, but he's only going to have 1 health left in that situation. And eye for an eye should just buttfuck him in that case. Is he going to... He's going to power up and then attack me directly, probably. Yeah. That's fair. I think we play eye for an eye, and we got to find some way to deal damage to this guy. I'm still in a very good position, in my opinion, but we're going to have to top deck just a little bit. Okay. Eye for an eye gets played. That is mostly like a just-in-case card. And I guess we play Venture Company Mercenary, followed by... Oh, I can't even play Tauren Warrior then. So I'm just going to attack the... Oh, I don't want to attack the Tauren Warrior, because then he gets Wind Fury and +1 attack. So let's wait and see if he attacks me directly. I should have summoned a Silverhand Recruit there. If I end up losing this one, misplays on my part for sure. But, you know, all credit to this guy for not throwing, basically. He's going to take 1 damage as a result of this, right? Eye for an eye? Yep. Obviously, that's probably the best case scenario for him, and that's fine. Then he's good. If he hit me with basically anything else, he would have found himself in a much more difficult position in all likelihood. And on this turn, yeah, he's got to kill the panda, otherwise Venture Company Mercenary just lives. This could be interesting. I've got so many more Consecration cards in my deck. Argent Protector gives a friendly minion Divine Shield. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, why don't we give our Venture Company Mercenary Divine Shield, use him to murder that guy, and then he's going to... well, there's going to be problems for him on this turn in all likelihood. We summoned our own Silverhand Recruit, which at least gives him something to do. I probably could have won this more elegantly, and it's technically not over yet, especially with him still summoning these taunt creatures. It's actually getting really annoying, but he's got to kill some of my actual like creatures on the board this turn. That's probably the right way to do it, in all honesty. But he has 9 mana left, but nothing to do, I guess, unless he wants to, like, sap me or summon a new weapon that has extra durability. I guess if you've got extra mana, why not? Wind Fury Harpy, okay. We will obviously send that out. And on this turn, I guess we have to hit you and hit you. Single Consecration would make my life so much easier at this point. And then we'll summon our own taunt creature and end the turn. Please tell me that he doesn't find some way to finagle his way out of this one. We're both kind of top decking right now. If we kill the taunt, he loses. If we, if only I could draw a weapon or something, he would basically lose. He's drawn another taunt, which is crazy annoying. He'll probably use Silvermoon Guardian to kill the Tauren Warrior. He's going to hit me. Oh, he can't hit me directly with his weapon yet. He doesn't want to hit me with his weapon because he'll take damage. So that was the right play, I think, for sure. Now he's got to... What's he going to do here? He's going to kill the Silvermoon... Or the Silverhand Recruit. With Wind Fury, I think we actually win on this turn. Yeah, I don't think we can lose anymore. Hammer of Wrath is going to make it pretty elegant as well. That was well played by him. He stayed in a lot longer than I thought he would, and it almost slipped away from me a couple times there. Consecration could have killed him. We also just could have killed him with the cards that we had on the board. Anyway, I'm impressed with that. We're going to get some more Consecration cards that we could put into our constructed Paladin deck, I suppose, and we're going to go up 2-1, which is pretty good as a class that I have very rarely played as. So, at the very least, we're not going to bow out with a 25% win rate. Might bow out with a 40% win rate, but that's a little bit better. And we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that we can win this one too and then go up to 50%, and I'd feel pretty good about that. You know, one of the things that the Blizzard changed in the patch with that came at the same time as the wipe is that you actually do get more rewards for 5 and 6 now. Sorry, I should clarify, 5 and 6 wins instead of just 7. So I'm not sure if I'd really get enough to, you know, allow me to buy into the arena again, but I already have like 830 in-game gold or something like that. I'm going to get rid of both of the 6 and the 3 here. Iron for Grizzly is fine, but there are other 1, 2, and 3 mana cards I would prefer. Consecration, Hammer of Wrath. Hopefully we get some good top decking here then. Apparently that is the word of the day. Going first, I like the ability to drop Leper Gnome, but it's not the greatest card. I've kind of reversed my opinion on Leper Gnome a little bit. It's good value, but it doesn't really get that much done. Tracking is a really good card to play first as the Hunter. It can, especially if you've got a beast-focused Hunter deck, it can really help you out with kind of aligning how turns 2, 3, and 4 are going to go. Say you already have like a Starving Buzzard, which gives you card draw every time you play... I think we play Mana Addict here, just in case it survives. It probably won't. Like a multi-shot would be really annoying here, but I guess it's not that bad. But yeah, let's say you have a Starving Buzzard already, then you play that on your second turn, and then maybe with your tracking, you got the Summon a Random Beast. Oh, this also works this way too. Scavenging Hyena works very, very similarly. And you can get the buff on that really quickly if maybe you summon something like a Alpha Wolf or Dire Wolf. Arcane Shot? Yeah, sure. That only does 2 damage to the enemy hero, so he has now made it impossible for me to take out Scavenging Hyena in 1 turn, which is a really good play for him. And I'm thinking about how to deal with this. He could possibly have 3 mana. It's a little unlikely, but he could possibly summon 2 beasts on the next turn. And if that happens, my saving grace right now is that, you know, this Hyena is going to get buffed like crazy, but then I could Consecrate out of it in all likelihood. In fact, in this situation, I could just Consecrate them all right now and just clear out probably the only 2 Scavenging Hyenas he has in his deck. I think it's a pretty good use of this card. Actually, you know, in this case, now that we have the Silence, that might be even better, although... It's a weird situation because if we don't necessarily have to use Consecration, is what I'm getting at. If we silence one of the minions, and then we kill... Consecrate's pretty good. Do we really want to use Silence on something so bad? We get a Hammer of Wrath, kill one, kill the other one with Mana Addict, which will then be buffed, and we'll get a card draw. So why don't we go with that instead? And so our card draw is going to be give a minion Divine Shield, which is also a pretty good card in all honesty. We can't use it right now. Oh, I forgot about that part. Okay. Well, I think in this case we let it live, because it's going to kill anything anyway. Let's force it to attack us. And we could always... This might have been a bad idea. Whatever, though. We've got him, like, whittled down pretty quickly already. That's not that impressive, but I'm okay with it. On the next turn, we could maybe silence him, and then he'll go back to a 2-2. Oh, he's going to taunt him, buff the shit out of him. So now he's going to live when he attacks my taunt creature, which is really annoying. But we could silence him, or we could Consecrate. And if we Consecrate... Then we could also Divine Shield and keep our Mana Addict alive. Is that worth it? Okay, let's think about this. We silence, he goes down to a 2-2 with nothing. We give our minion... This guy then goes up to... Oh, we give our minion Divine Shield. He goes up to a 3-3 attack, and he lives. Okay. Let's try it this way instead. Battlecry, silence the Hyena. That was a great sound for that. And then we give our Mana Addict Divine Shield, and we kill the Houndmaster at no risk to ourselves, and he's got to do something else to take care of these creatures next turn. And next turn we have Consecration, Silverhand Recruit, or Argent Commander, nothing, which are both pretty good. You know, if he has to use a multi-shot on that, did we get the value out of it? Maybe, maybe not. I'm fine with it, though. So, in this case, Harvest Golem's pretty good, but I would much rather just take out the... Yeah, I would rather take out the Scavenging Hyena, although I guess since we have Consecration, maybe I'll just attack him directly instead and force him to remove my Divine Shield, killing himself. I'm not sure. We are in almost a position where I think I'm rushing him down a little bit too quickly, but because we haven't... Oh, that's so shitty. Divine Shield, help me out. He's going to summon more minions. And, you know, on next turn we consecrate Harvest Golem, basically. And Youthful Brewmaster does nothing for us yet. But I think we consecrate. And that'll do another 2 damage to him. We summon a Harvest Golem of our own. And then on the next turn, if he summons more minions that are not great, we can probably consecrate again. In fact, we don't quite have enough mana to consecrate Youthful Brewmaster and play Harvest Golem again, but why would we even want to play Harvest Golem again is, I guess, the real question. Annoying cards. Very annoying cards, in fact. He's going to attack me directly and give that guy some more abilities, which is scary. Ah, okay, well, we can consecrate and then deal 3 damage to everybody. Or, sorry, a Cobalt Geomancer, then do 3 damage, which I think is much better in this situation. And this will actually allow me to kill the Senjin Shieldmaster here. I can just click on it, and we will get the value out of the damaged golem there. And you know what? I would almost rather play Youthful Brewmaster now, and then be able to play Harvest Golem, or sorry, Damaged Golem on the next turn. That's just to get a slightly more high damage creature out there. And he doesn't really have that much in the way of a card advantage right now. In fact, he doesn't have a card advantage. So I'm feeling okay. We have many more consecrations in our deck. I'm borderline assuming that that has to be Explosive Trap. If it's anything but Explosive Trap, it's not that bad. Freezing Trap doesn't bother me. Mountain Giant is not good for us, really. But let's just do our attack here. We'll see if this is Explosive Trap. There's no way to get around. Misdirection. Instead, he attacks another random character. Shit, that actually worked out really nicely for him. Killed both of us. And we'll drop a well played on that. Now here's the question with, like, Damaged Golem. It's like, how do I play this hand? Because do I want to... If I draw one more card, then I can play Mountain Giant on the next turn. So let's do that. Basically, Mountain Giant on the next turn will cost 10. So I can actually play it, assuming I get a card. And then we can then build our game off of that. So it's going to be weird to see how this works out. If he buffs some awesome creatures, we could run into some problems. We have an 8/8 creature, though. That's going to be very difficult for him to deal with. But we're on more of an even playing field than we used to be, that's for sure. And we get Demolisher. Great card. And I think at this point, how do we deal with this? I honestly think we just attack him directly. Every bit of damage could actually make a lot of difference here. What are we looking for now? Hopefully not kill cards out of him, followed by some spells from us. Oh, man. That could be Misdirection. It could be a great many things. It could be the card that kills a minion or does 4 damage as soon as you summon it. So I guess I should probably try to bait out whatever the secret is. Timberwolf's not that bad. He has no other beasts. I should probably try to bait out whatever the secret is with Damaged Golem first. And Damaged Golem appears to not be very good. Sorry, that appears to have not procced the secret. Let's do Mountain Giant, and we'll see if this is Explosive Trap. It's Explosive Trap. That's fine. So he's going to be able to kill Mountain Giant on the next turn. But we still did a lot of damage to him, and our ability to summon Demolisher and Wind Fury Harpy on this turn is going to cause him some genuine problems here, unless he has a lot of answers in store for me. Obviously, if Mountain Giant lives, he loses. If Wind Fury Harpy lives, he loses. If Demolisher lives, he possibly loses. So he's actually just chosen to concede, and that is another decent game, I would say, for us here. We're probably going to, yeah, we go up a level, of course. And why don't we do one more run over the course of this episode? Just because our first 2 have gone fairly quickly here. And I'm feeling good about this. We broke even, at the very least, as a Paladin. I'm taking this Paladin deck mostly because of the Consecration abilities. I really did not like being put in a position where I kind of had to play Mountain Giant there, but we got the problem solved anyway. So we're going up against a Sprout Druid this time. Ohm has told me that Druid is actually a little bit bugged, which frightens me a little bit, because apparently what happens is, like, if you use your hero power, sometimes it just delays you for 2 or 3 minutes. By the way, I'm going to get rid of Tauren Warrior. I would much rather get a 1, 2, 3, or 4 mana card that is not Tauren Warrior. And we're going second for the first time in a long time. This is a pretty good starting hand, I think. With the coin, we could coin Mana Addict. I don't think that's a good play, though. In fact, I don't think we have a good first turn play here. So, the problem is, what are we going to kill that he summons on his second turn, right? Nothing, because we can't... Oh, coin counts as a spell, though. Okay, so we should save the coin. Because what if I could summon Mana Addict, and then on the next turn, coin, and all of a sudden I'm a 3/3 creature. So, Loot Hoarder, there's nothing we can do about it. Problem solved there for him. Or he's already solved the problem. Honestly, we should probably Leper Gnome. Or we could Demolisher. Or we could Iron Fur Grizzly. Problem is, I want to summon Mana Addict, but he can kill it. Just by using his hero power on the next turn. But what do? We summon Leper Gnome. And then he kills it, and we both get our cards out of it, but I end up wasting a mana. Or we coin Iron Fur Grizzly, and then he uses 2 mana and both of his cards to deal with it. Or we coin Demolisher, and I don't know how he deals with it. Then we play the taunt on the next turn. Okay, let's try that. So we'll coin Demolisher, and we'll force him to try to deal with it, at the very least. I don't really like this, but next turn we're able to play the taunt. And the turn after that, we can clear the board with Consecration. I should be more liberal with my Consecration use because we really don't have that much scarcity of it in our deck. We have 1 in 6 cards that we're going to draw as Consecration. So as the game goes on, if we have 3 Consecration cards left in our deck, that's probably going to be like a pretty high chance to pull them, and we'll be able to play at least 1 or 2 on each turn. There are a lot of choices here, though. This is an interesting early game, and decisions that I make here could have very important ramifications for the later game. He's going to attack me directly, and that's not a bad play. His hero power, he's probably going to attack me again directly with his hero power. Yeah, makes sense. Most people don't want to attack a minion unless they can kill it in 1 turn. So I would have much preferred if Demolisher killed Loot Hoarder there, but the fact that Loot Hoarder has not been damaged at all is awesome. Now what do? We can Mana Addict Leper Gnome. Or we could Silver Hand Recruit Leper Gnome. Or we could Iron Fur Grizzly, which I think is our best play. And I also think after this, we actually just kill Loot Hoarder itself. I know it hurts Demolisher, but he shouldn't be able to attack it next turn unless he gets some crazy good charge. I don't know, like Wolf Rider, the 3/1 charge, could kill the taunt. And that's probably a good trade. Maybe, but Demolisher will probably live. And with only 4 mana, I'm not super worried about losing board control. If he plays 1 creature, we can either kill it or play True Silver Champion and get it back. If he plays 2 minions, we can probably Consecrate, deal a bunch of damage, and keep the board clear. Let's see, though. Alright, this might be a pretty good True Silver Champion play. Actually, now it becomes a good Consecration play. I'm just trying to think about how I would want to deal with this. So it's True Silver Champion, I kill Dragonling Mechanic. That's pretty good. But I think Consecration is better. It keeps the board completely clear. Then I play True Silver Champion next turn, along with maybe a Leper Gnome or something like that. So I like Consecration here. Keep the board completely clear. Very good luck on that Demolisher. And we'll be able to do a decent amount of damage to him this turn and start the momentum working in our favor. And now he's going to really struggle to get board control back. I would love to draw another Consecration card soon, but next turn is probably True Silver Champion. Unless he plays nothing. Like, if he plays no minions, then I'll probably go Venture Company Mercenary and force him to deal with some of the damage that I'm putting out there. But otherwise, it'll be True Silver Champion. I'll use that, soak up some damage to keep board control, and then it'll be, you know, Wind Fury Harpy. Venture Company Mercenary can wait a little while. Hopefully more Consecration cards pop up in my deck, or Hammer of Might, which gives me 3 burst damage, and I take pick up a card as well. Which, for 3 mana, is not a great deal, but it's okay. Especially if I don't have anything better to spend it on. Which is not the position I'm in right now. But anyway, let's see what he chooses to do. I have a few options on my next turn. Claw, he is probably going to use to destroy my Iron Fur Grizzly, which I've already gotten way more than 3 mana's worth of value out of. Is he? Because then he has to hero power and he'll only have 2 mana left. Yeah, okay. So he's gonna take 0 damage for this, but he will lose his 3 armor. And then with 2 mana left, what is he gonna do? Summon a shitty creature that I can kill with True Silver Champion? Summon no creature. Okay, that puts us in a weird spot. Our card is Hand of Protection. So, with him summoning 0 minions, I'm thinking about this. I don't think there's any reason to summon True Silver Champion. There's 2 things that I'm strongly considering. One is Mana Addict, Leper Gnome, Silverhand Recruit. Gives us a ton of minions on the field. Does Druid have board control, or board wipe cards? Kind of. But this stops the problem of having Venture Company Mercenary making it impossible to get lots of creatures on the board later. or we play Venture Company Mercenary. And the idea behind playing Spell or Mana Addict is that then on the next turn, assuming Demolisher lives, I give it Divine Shield, Mana Addict gets a little bit more attack, and that's good. So let's try that. Let's give him a lot of things to deal with. And I'm fairly confident that Demolisher will be killed on this turn, but I am also fairly confident that if he doesn't kill it, he's going to take more damage than he'd like on the next turn. If I was him and I didn't know what my cards were, what would I do? That's a good question. Okay, yep, I assumed Starfall was going to come out eventually. This is alright. We get the value out of the Death Rattle, which is going to do damage to him, and it took up his entire turn. And honestly, on this turn, I think we can get away with Venture Company Mercenary, Hand of Protection. And what we do here is we summon Venture Company Mercenary, we give Venture Company Mercenary Hand of Protection, force him to do something with it next turn, and then we just deal that damage ourselves. So we have a lot of good shit out on the field right now. We also have True Silver Champion to keep board control, and we have Consecration to do more damage, keep board control, and allow us to hit him pretty hard next turn. I do think I've made some misplays over the course of this game, but I don't think it has made an enormous difference so far. And now he's got to make a choice. He's probably going to take taunts. Yeah, that had to happen. He's going to hero power me. Sorry, my Mana Addict, which again, I totally think I got the value out of Mana Addict then. And, if only I had 8 mana. We could actually cause some serious problems for him again here. Because what I was thinking with 8 mana is Consecration, boom, 2 damage, True Silver Champion, we kill him, do a lot of damage to him. Instead, what I'm going to do is kill this creature, Arcane Protector, give Venture Company Mercenary Divine Shield again, and now he's got some serious goddamn issues, because next turn, Consecration and True Silver Champion gives me enough damage to kill him, so he's got to get some serious shit on the board, or wipe out what I've got on the board. And honestly, if he wipes out what I've got on the board, then I'm in a very difficult position moving forward. But even if he leaves a couple of those creatures alive, especially Venture Company Mercenary, which is going to be extremely difficult to kill, he is going to find himself in a whole world of hurts coming up. But we'll see. It looks like he's choosing between a couple of cards here. The problem with the Druid deck is that most Druids build it out to kind of buff existing creatures that are on the board, not to deal with a board control situation like this. Like, Starfall is your board control situation card if you want to wipe out the enemy, at least in my Druid experience, which I think my best play ever was as a Druid. This is not great for me, but that's probably like his last really usable card in this situation, and we can still fuck him up here. We Consecrate. We hit him for 4 with True Silver Champion. That's 6 damage. Then we use Argent Commander, and we deal 8 damage. That's how we do it. Like that. True Silver Champion. I'm going to take 6 damage in the process here, which is, of course, scary, but it's well worth it to take him down far enough that I can do that. And now on the next turn, it's like, shit, man. I have 12 damage plus another 2 in my hand. So I have 14 damage that I can do, and he's got to find some way to deal with Venture Company Mercenary. Actually, I'm not sure what he can do. He has to play a taunt, right? Because even if he kills both of what I have on the field right now, I can kill him with Consecrate and my weapon. So that does nothing to Venture Company Mercenary. It just procs his Divine Shield. With only 3 mana left, I don't think there's any hope for him to do anything. In fact, he just chose to kill himself with Venture Company Mercenary rather than let me deal the killing blow. So very, very pleased with how this deck has played out for us. That will be 4 straight victories, which will take us to 4-1 on this arena deck so far. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, then click the like button. It does help me out a great deal. Leave a comment letting me know how I could play better as a Paladin. This is still very, very early on in my Paladin playing career, so I would appreciate any constructive advice. And of course, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more daily Hearthstone. This is a good run, and allow me to make my pitch then. I feel like I'm getting better, and hopefully this will become a series that will give you some good insight, or at least advice as to what to do or what not to do as time goes on. But as always, thanks for all your feedback so far. Thanks for all your support on the series so far. It means a ton to me. And, of course, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.